shit. That's so cute. Oh, they don't leave it on the floor. Halfway there. Aimbot Calvin coming through with the fatty host. Thank you, Brody. Yo, Aimbot, thank you so much for the host, bro. My baby. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope your stream was amazing. Don't mind me, bro. I was just spamming somebody's wall for 3 years, man. You know what I mean?
I chugged it up, baby.
You chugged?
We chugging. Well, we chugging and we jugging. Don't you get it twisted.
I don't get it twisted, man. Hey, man, I respect the chug. I respect it, yeah.
Don't call me Dr. Chug for a reason, okay?
I thought it was Dr. Lupo.
Oh, that's what you think.
That's what you think.
Can I get a clip? Can I get a clip? Clip. The first Afghan for his last show. No, that's you. The first Afghan for. Clipper. Boo.
Back in 2005, a man by the name of Steven Slevin was arrested for a DUI. Now, he was supposed to stand trial, but he never did stand trial. In fact, they put him in solitary confinement because other inmates described him as suicidal, and they basically left him there for 2 years.
Jesus.
Now, thankfully, this story, did get a little attention, and the courts did find out about this. And originally, a jury had awarded him $22 million for the neglect, and it was severe neglect, as you can see in that picture.
That's his booking photo, right? We think, and that's him after basically 22 months.
Well, I think that's a great photo because of how telling it is. Because on the left-hand side, you see a guy that you see anywhere. He's a normal guy you see down the street. On the right-hand side, you dehumanize them. Mm-hmm. All the hair, and he's lost the weight, and he seems like a prisoner, like you see in a movie, and the kind of prisoner you can do anything to. It's okay. Because he's not Bob down the street. He's not the guy you'd run into at Sizzler. He's just that animal in the corner. And who made him that animal? You did.
Yeah. According to reports, he was left in his cell for months at a time, had untreated dental problems, and toenails that grew so long they curled under his feet.
He took out his own tooth.
Oh, my
He was
God.
crying out, I'm such pain, I need to see a dentist. He took his own tooth out.
Yeah.
The tooth is still out now, like I saw the video of him today or this week when they made the settlement.
We actually have the video of him talking about that. We'll show it to you in just a second, but I want to tell you more about the settlement. So originally a jury had awarded him $22 million. However, Doña Ana County in New Mexico appealed, and they got that number down to $15.5 million, which is still a significant amount of money.
It's the largest ever civil rights settlement in the country.
Well, I think he richly deserves it. You don't understand. 2 years of solitary confinement, man. It's hard not to go mental, let alone the pain of the dental and all the other things and being treated like an animal. 2 years, you'll lose your mind, man. I wouldn't do that for any price.
He says that, when you're in solitary confinement, they let you go outside for an hour a day, but quite often, that wouldn't even happen. He would just be locked in that small cell by himself day after day after day. And this is for a DUI, by the way. They just forgot about it.
By the way, it's for nothing. He was never convicted. There was no trial.
Yeah.
It's so outrageous. Now, but think about this, too. Now, they didn't have Bradley...
He never has a shave and he's always sleepy down.
Bradley Manning grow out the beard and the toenails, etc. But Bradley Manning...
Good evening. It's the story that is still going on this week, even tonight, as residents of one Florida town are afraid to go to sleep in their beds for fear a new sinkhole could swallow them up. We'll have more details on that tragic story later, but first, a different kind of worry.
That's right, Elizabeth. What if it doesn't lie underneath your home, waiting and hiding? Instead, it lives right next door or down the block. The neighbors from hell. Matt Gutman went on the trail of people you may not want living next to your home sweet home.
The saying goes that good fences make good neighbors. But how do you build a fence high enough to shield you from this kind of behavior? As seen in this local news piece.
How many fires have you had in your house? 3!
Talking out, kid.
Okay,
It's a big one!
Yeah.
It is a big one!
Nut job.
Kathy Hesterberg says her family had been living peacefully in this suburb outside St. Louis for 30 years. That was until last fall, when a SWAT team descended on her next-door neighbor's home, suspecting drugs.
We heard this loud boom, and there was SWAT officers, police officers coming out from between the houses.
The man they were looking for, 48-year-old Greg Jennings, an avid hunter and the owner of a local tree trimming business.
So let me get this straight. He blames you
Well, he actually put the blame on my mom.
Kathy says Jennings accused her mother of tipping off police.
He said that she tipped off a police officer that lives down the block.
Starting that day, she says he became belligerent and bizarre.
This is what he did.
A noose in her front yard.
What was he doing? He started burning tires in the backyard. The smoke was just awful. He couldn't breathe.
Deer carcasses beside the driveway and in the trash cans.
You never knew what you were going to come home to.
Are those okay? They're both working.
So she installed security cameras to document the antics.
He made it a point night after night after night to prance around out there right on the property line. Each night his behavior got more erratic.
The cameras are out in plain sight. Figure it might serve as a deterrent, but not for Greg Jennings. According to Kathy, that's him in the dead of night strolling the grounds in his underwear, and here, that's right, wearing a box on his head. So what should you do if you have a nasty neighbor?
Don't show the pain. Calling the police all the time, they're getting the reaction that they want. They're going to keep doing it.
And what do you do if not even the police can help you? Kathy says she called them dozens of times.
We don't have a specific law violation. We can't do anything other than try and mediate between the two parties.
Being a neighborly nuisance, winding up in handcuffs. Jennings seems to know exactly how to navigate that.
It covers bullies.
Would you say he's a bully?
Oh, yeah.
And that is Barbara Corcoran.
Piss off!
The problem with a
What is
nasty
that
neighbor is
symbol?
not only that you've had to live with them
10
for 4 or 5
HP
years, but when you want to get rid of them and have to sell your home, you have to disclose it. And so the damage to your home is enormous.
But since all that media attention, you're being a bum right now. You're being a bum. Kathy tells us she and Jennings were working towards a truce. So we figured we'd ask Greg Jennings his side of the story, and we left a letter and waited all day for him. Oh. It took a few attempts. Your neighbors say you've been tormenting them, but I want to hear your side of the story, sir. Before he finally, sort of, responded.
My property, I'm calling the police.
Mr. Jennings, I will absolutely leave your property, but I'm sure... Turns out, he didn't like company on his side of the fence.
Safely leave my property right now.
Go away! I'm calling the police.
Okay. We left the property, but he called the police anyway. Ironically, it turns out, he had just been slapped with felony drug charges. But 1,000 miles away, in sunny Miami, there was another landscaper allegedly making his neighbors' lives a bed of thorns. What's amazing is that this is your house, and that's his house right across the street.
That's correct. That's correct.
Francisco Torres says his feud with this man, Mitchell Igelko, started 2 years ago. Torres had fired Igelko as his landscaper. Big mistake. So, Torres says he installed a $70,000 security system. He even quit his job to monitor it full time, hoping to catch Igelko red-handed. Witness what he says is the ultimate landscaper's revenge. Lawn-a-side. Watch Igelko's white truck driving by Torres' lawn. A mystery liquid squirts out the window. Torres says the grass died suddenly and never came back.
Because there is so much poison that has been going through that there is no way any grass will grow.
Exhibit B. Igelko's dogs roaming on Torres' property, followed by a frat house classic. Igelko allegedly throwing eggs at his house. Then things got downright medieval. Torres says these are nails catapulted from Igelko's truck onto his driveway. He hurled rocks. Torres is also suspicious of another incident where 2 different men smashed his car windows, though Igelko has not been implicated. After calling police 40 times that year, Torres finally got a restraining order. Igelko was arrested for criminal mischief and stalking and is currently awaiting trial. So we decided to try and ask Igelko himself why he has such hostility for his neighbors. Hi, Mr. Igelko. How are you? My name is Matt Gutman. I'm from ABC News. Nice to meet you. But I have just a couple of questions. Your neighbors say that you've been terrorizing them. I wonder if you have any answers for them. You're backing out. Just have a couple of questions for you, sir. You're not interested? A Yale-based lawyer who said his client was also a victim in this neighborhood feud. So what is the best recourse for a community under siege by one of its own?
When you get to that point where you've tried reasoning with someone, you've tried being friendly, you've done everything, if you need to fight fire with fire, and you can do it in a socially responsible, lawful manner, I say go for it.
For this South Florida community, peace may
big crowds for their incredible Christmas decorations. But here's the Christmas story you haven't seen before. A nasty neighbor wrecking balls instead of decking them. It's so bad, one neighbor even called it the Christmas from hell, and you have to see it to believe it. Here's Deborah Roberts with the town that got Scrooged.
Was the week before Christmas and all through the night, a lot of homes blanketed with lights, lights, lights.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Bright, dazzling excess. It may seem over the top. Let's move into this neighborhood in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the home of the modern-day Scrooge on Fairley Road.
A book.
He's an angry person.
Any opportunity he has to make our life a hardship, he does.
He is Bill Ansel, an electrician say uses his skills to terrorize them at night, all year long. Take a look at his holiday horror display, a beheaded choir, a hanging Mickey Mouse. Even the jolly old man is being naughty, not nice. And the Santa, the urinating Santa? Does that actually work?
Yes, it lights up at night.
Chris and Joanne Hebda have been staring at this Nightmare Before Christmas display every day for the last 6 years, because Fairley Road is a circular street with Bill's house smack in the middle. So there's no sense of peace here at all.
He gives new definition to the word relentless.
It almost sounds like you're a hostage in your own home.
Exactly.
The Hebdas moved here 30 years ago, thinking it was a happy place to raise their kids. Their neighbors did too, until Ansel went all bah humbug on them. Tacked up all over his house are profane, personalized signs attacking both the township and the neighbors. How many of you have been at Target of these vulgar signs? Show of hands.
If everybody has.
What is the worst thing he said in these signs?
We can't even repeat it.
In fact, some are so perverse we can't even show them to you. This heartless message turned up the day after Tom White's wife died.
Why would somebody even do that?
We wondered the same thing until we stumbled upon kind of the ghost of Christmas past. This display is dedicated to Ross Township. Shame on you for destroying my display that brought so much joy and happiness to so many people. Yes, it seems that years ago, before all this darkness, there was light. Bright lights, Christmas lights. Who'd guess that this happy holiday home was Bill Ansel's? Turns out he was a Christmas fanatic. But one Thanksgiving, neighbor Pam Heck asked Bill to tone it down a little while her family had dinner.
It was very unpleasant between us after that.
And it went downhill from there. That was the moment this Christmas tale took a twisted turn.
I used to have a beautiful Christmas display. They hated it. This is my display now. I don't think it's against the law to exercise your right to have your own display.
So Ansel decided to deck the halls with boughs of hatred, replacing his twinkling lights with floodlights, blasting them nightly into his neighbors' windows.
It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden you'll hear bang, 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 and he's underneath the tarp with a sledgehammer. Wake up the entire neighborhood. They're
trapped. The family won't visit, and they can't even sell their homes.
You're a prisoner on your own street. It comes down to a matter of just a...
See what I mean? Like when my game's lagging, and then I can't play it, can I?
Stand up for me, do something. He's almost with me today, with his car.
The residents of Fairley Road are at their wits' end. They say they've called police dozens of times. times, filed multiple lawsuits against Ansel, even tried killing him with kindness.
We will take pies over to him.
And then he threw the pies on the street afterwards.
Now even the mere sight of her neighbor strikes fear in Joanne Hebda.
Oh, there he is. He's coming up.
We tried approaching Ansel's home.
Hello? Are you just going to ask a couple of questions, Bill? You want to have anything to say? Hey, Bill?
And he clearly means it. The sign says he'll shoot.
Bill, it's Deborah Roberts from ABC News. Can I talk to you?
His only response was this.
Fine.
Ansel was in no mood to talk.
Bill?
But has the town made any attempt to do anything?
Not to our knowledge.
We asked them to enforce the code, but so far, it hasn't been done.
They say the town's done nothing more than fine Ansel. But in a statement, Ross Township told us they've taken and will continue to take appropriate legal action.
The court order is to clean the debris up in the yard.
In reply, Ansel simply ignored the court order. And unlike Ebenezer Scrooge, there's no happy ending, no Christmas miracle in sight for Fairley Road.
We decided that we would rent our home for probably way lower than it should be.
Is it going to be a financial hardship trying to get out?
Oh, yes, it will. It's a move for our lives, you know, to have normalcy again.
Can you still enjoy the season?
Have to go somewhere
Yeah, we have to go somewhere else.
So when everything else has failed, what would you do if your neighbor just said bah humbug and ruined your Christmas? Let us know on Twitter. Use the hashtag ABC20.
Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching Top 10 SNES, and in the video today we're looking at the top 10 neighbours from hell. Number 10, Alan Markovitz. 59-year-old strip club owner Alan Markovitz was going through a separation with his wife, Lee Toohey. Toohey had been cheating on him, and after their separation, she moved in with the man she had been having the affair with. Markovitz was of course upset, but rather than taking it like a mature adult by picking up the pieces of his broken heart and moving on with his life, he lashed out like an angry teenager with way too much money. Markovitz moved next door to his ex and her new boyfriend. He spent $7,000 to build a 12-foot bronze statue in the shape of a middle finger and stuck it in his backyard directly facing his ex's house. He claims that he's over his ex and the middle finger is directed at her new boyfriend. Number 9, Lynn Taylor and Christopher Levasseur. One of the more unusual cases of neighbour harassment comes from Warwick, Rhode Island, where Craig Fontaine and Kathleen Malka live beside Lynn Taylor and Christopher Levasseur. Problems arose in August and September 2011 when Fontaine and Malka claimed their neighbours fired BB pellets at their car and kayak. Taylor and Levasseur also tried to kill the other couple's cat by locking it in the trunk of their car on a hot day. A restraining order was put in place against them because attempted pet murder is, to use the legal term, cuckoo crazy. The strangest claim was that Taylor and Levasseur trained their cockatoo to insult Fontaine and Malka.
What, you want to go? Go do it. What's up?
Let him, like if they go with him. So I just want to upload. That's why he wasn't going to upload.
Slide by doing 225. I smoke like I don't play because I gotta stay high.
Does anyone have goods? I have normal grenades. Okay, perfect. Okay, so everyone go to I put a marker just close to Dusty Depot. Go to Dusty Depot, guys. Okay, everyone go to Dusty Depot.
Police car, you know the police car on the hill? We could go around that.
Yeah, the police car.
I'll be standing there, and I'll just stand and jump. I'm in night.
So maybe build like a little metal box.
We're gonna get Dale. We need to use Dale's bogey bomb. Like you can call it different things. Boogie
bomb.
Bogey bomb. Gotta drop some bogey, boys. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so no one build, no one shoot. Don't do anything. No building, guys. No building. Just come here where I'm. We've got a collective of people here right now. Hello, we've got an elf. We've got a dancer. We've got a standard looking fellow. Hello. Yo.
Electric shovel.
You ready? 3, 2. Has anyone got electric shovel? Yeah. Let's be fresh. Let's be fresh. Elf, right? Ready on the count. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Fresh.
Hey, Mr. Bill.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Someone just dropped me a med kit. Oh, that was. Thank you, mysterious dark
Don't
ninja
shoot us,
lady.
guys. Hop over this way. Me and Storm are the Dark Knights, guys. Me and Storm are the Dark Knights. Woo! RPG party! Okay, let's wait for Rory coming over. No grenades! Stop throwing a grenade! Wow!
Oh my God! Don't throw a grenade!
Wow!
Please don't kill each other! Please don't kill each other! Please, please, please! Oh!
Yeah, so everyone inside this hole. Everyone in this hole.
There's a fire here if you need to get help.
Everyone climb up here and just pop in this hole. No smokes, please, guys. No smokes. Can't see.
It's ridiculous.
Alright, everyone, there's a hole inside of here. Please hop in, guys. If you're on top of here, please jump in the hole.
Please, no more smoke grenades.
Hop in the hole, guys. Jump in, guys. Come on.
Everyone
in.
go in.
Everyone in. Everyone jump in. Right. Hop in. No fighting, no anything. Just please stand inside for the next test. Okay? Please don't, guys. In the hole. Everybody in. Drop in. Go over there. In. Come on.
Here.
Come on.
Right here.
In. Everyone in. In.
Please don't.
Get in. Get in the hole.
Just jump in the hole.
Get in the hole. He's gonna drop. I don't trust this guy. He's gonna. Yeah, that's right. Please don't get in the hole.
Okay, we currently have a lot of people. Stop building, please. Please stop. This is stressful. Please just jump in the hole. Everyone, please get into the hole.
No, you're in there.
Thank you.
All right, stop it. All right.
I will just shoot
Guys!
Oh my God.
That's terrible, man. They all go inside. They just all get inside of that little box in there. Go through that door. I've already made a door. Walk through into that door, guys.
Sky-based thing.
Okay. I have no idea, but guys, please come over to Dusty Depot. We're preparing now.
Come to Dusty, please.
Right.
I know you don't want to just die, but it'll be hilarious, guys.
Yeah, cover the roof. Yeah, cover that. That's fine. Yeah, grams. Awesome. Right, don't cover that. That's fine. That's why they're throwing grenades down into it, aren't they? Right, so we currently have 2 people in this room. So everyone else needs to come into it. We're in the blue building, okay? So
I'm just gonna floss outside now.
here, okay? Yeah, alright, there's a bush. Everyone inside. Right, there's doors at the front, okay? Please go inside there, everyone.
I'm just decorating a bit.
Alright, everyone go inside of the blue Dusty Depot, okay? Dale, follow me.
Austin, I'm sure with custom games at some point they will. So you can see
I was just flossing, so
who's in the custom match, and I can drop people out and stuff like that. Right now it's just the most basic level.
Alright, up here. Alright, so so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out, I think it's these 2, just above it. Okay, yeah, it's one of these here. 1 second. Thank you. Right, okay, so everyone inside there, okay? I don't know, that's not good though. Everyone inside the hole, guys, please don't build. There's doors through that, yeah?
Alright.
We're up here. We're up here. Okay, this is looking cool. Oh, who's building? Yo, stop building. Yo.
Yeah, guys. It's unnecessary. Please don't build.
Get down into the hole, whoever that is, please.
Yeah.
Don't build.
Yeah, just go in. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alright, we got people, pretty much everyone, almost everyone.
Okay.
Stop building stuff.
Yeah, guys, stop building, please.
Yeah, don't build.
Disco dancing. Someone's disco dancing. Okay, guy with the white, please drop down into the hole. Please drop down into the hole.
Please don't build. Please don't build.
please cooperate and drop down into the hole. Thank you. Okay. Stop building, guys. Stop building.
Please stop building. Please
We nearly got everyone in, okay? So whoever's standing around the outside,
not funny.
please hop into the hole.
Alright.
Okay.
Please stop building.
Why are they building?
What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, why can't you cooperate,
It's not
guys?
funny. It's not cool, dude. Stop. Seriously, what are you doing, dude? You right there. Who's ever in front of me, please stop building.
Whoever it is, just shoot them dead, okay? Like, just whoever it is, shoot them dead.
Which one?
Alright.
I don't know, I can't see
Who's
them.
that guy on the side there with the assault rifle?
I'm not.
That was me. I just killed this dude. He was building.
Get in.
Alright.
Please, everyone,
Okay,
inside the
everyone
hole.
Get in.
Okay, everyone get in. You! Get in! Nope.
Get in.
Alright.
Get in the hole.
Okay.
You're not gonna get in the hole, I'm just gonna shoot you if you're on top.
Right.
You wanna get in? Go in.
Please go inside.
Go
Inside.
I'm like holding him
Inside,
up.
dude, please.
Get in the hole. Get in.
Everyone inside the hole,
Help,
please.
man, go.
You got 30 seconds, guys, in the hole. 30 seconds. Thank you.
This is the thing, though. You
30 seconds. 30 seconds. You either get in the hole or die. Please. Aaron didn't get in the hole. Please get in the hole. Please go through that door. Wherever you are, please go through that door.
Get
In the hole. In the hole.
Go in the hole.
Oh my god, get in the freaking hole.
Okay, sorry, mate, you didn't get in the hole.
You gotta get in. Alright.
Keep telling me to get in. If you don't get in, you gotta die.
Okay, so, lots of people in there. Thank you. Right, okay. Finally, we've managed to get a group of people together. Can we please cooperate for this final last few moments? Right, okay, so we have... How many people do we have in there? That is a lot of people, okay?
What's all this on the floor?
I don't know.
Pick them up quick.
Mongo.
planning on doing that.
Once we can, that would be amazing. Hey, Dale's getting saved. Now we need to go save Storm.
I picked him up.
Down here.
Hey, whoever's left, if you're listening, come meet us in the center. We'll have an axe battle with you. Yeah, we'll make
And sell the whole team on FIFA and buy Ronaldo.
You have to. Do it.
Oh, you're really Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't realise you were there.
So much we can get for them all, is it?
That's fine, I thought you were down on the
Save for Ronald, isn't it?
You be able to get Ronald.
Quest for Ronnie. If I sell every player in my team,
You get Ronnie.
somewhere from the east side.
Quest for Ronnie.
You get Ronnie.
Sorry,
Hey, come over here, dude. You don't have to fight. He's right. He just builds up by the.
Yeah, he's not cooperating.
Ask Ronnie that question.
That's what I said at the beginning of FIFA was there's a quest for Ronnie, isn't it?
Let's just get him killed, guys. Let's get
Josh,
him
can
killed.
you get ready, yeah?
I'm doing solo squad for the day.
Hey, nice Dale. 130. Boom, Supreme Kelly. Rest in peace. 22 kills. Done.
Dad, come and watch me get a full kill squad. It's gonna be 4 of them up against me. Do you reckon I can kill them?
Oh, depends what tactics you go like. If we go in like nuts, they won't win well. Not as weak.
They're not. Come on, go there. I'm a berserker.
So I was down there.
What I mean, like when the game